Today we're carrying on with the Scrub Little Boy series where I read Steel Ball Run. I hope you've been enjoying it. We're on chapter 20. Johnny Joestar has discovered his fingernails glow and shoot bullets. Sit tight and enjoy. Bloody hell, my hand! Gyro, what's going on? It's stopped now, but my fingernails... Johnny, I have no idea. You think I have an idea about your weird-ass hands? But it's definitely not the same as my steel balls. My steel balls are cooler than your weird-ass hands. Johnny Joestar. Could that be what I think it is? You fucker! How dare you do that to Daddy? How dare! I'll tear through your arteries and suck your blood. Fingernail bullshit. Yeah, I'm Johnny Joestar. What the? Ooh, Johnny Joestar. I'm Mountain Tim, and I sense when another man finds a stand. I'm Gyro, and I'm really pissed off because someone else has found a skill. Grrr. I thought I was the only one with cool powers. Grrr. Why can't I be the only one with superpowers? Yeah, this can't be. My body, my legs, my neck, my back, my legs that can't even walk. They jumped. How?
My legs, my neck, my back,
my neck, my back, lick my
Johnny Joestar.
And my crack, my neck, my back, lick my
Johnny Joestar. Boom, my crack. I'm Johnny Joestar, and I can't walk.
Yes, haha. The iron sand that was wrapped around us fell off. It must have been something I did. I'm the hero of this story.
This story is actually called Gyro's Bizarre Adventure.
The control they had over the iron, the magnetic force is gone because of me. I'm amazing. Gyro, that was all me. I'll ask once more. What in the world is happening with my fingers? I swear, I have absolutely no clue. It's a power of rotation that I don't know about.
I'm Gyro. I'm meant to be the best. I'm meant to be able to spin balls further than Texas. And I don't know about this spin.
On your fingernails? Wow, you're actually looking really attractive. You have more power than me? What am I talking about? I'm just as curious as you are about it. Johnny Joestar, if you're saying it's something beyond technique, make no mistake, it's a stand. You've come under the influence of the devil's palm. We're probably in that area right now. We've been in it without realizing. What happens if Mountain Tim gets Devil Power's palms twice? Does he get a Lonesome Me Requiem? Call your horses back. If we're royally in the devil's palm, we need to get out of here immediately. We don't want Gyro to get his stand. Stand? It's come to me? Fuck you, Johnny. Why can't I be the one? I don't know why the devil's palm is here. It could be a coincidence, or it could be that the land pulled us in. Probably the latter. Get on your horses. The ground will move and the land will change. If we don't escape now, we'll get lost. We'll never find the waterhole. Stop right there, bastards! I'll get you back. I'll never forgive you for this. Leave him. The Boom Boom family is finished. They won't be able to escape the desert with those wounds.
And especially with that face. I'm Mountain Tim, and I'm the sexiest character you've met.
They'll probably run out of water by noon tomorrow. The rescue crew won't be able to find them. Gyro, Zeppeli, there's no way you'll reach the goal anyways. Do you think that we were the only ones after your lives? You're wrong. Just ask the person from your country. The reason we were after your life wasn't because you came in first, even though you didn't. It's because this person promised $200,000 for your death. There's a bounty on your head, Gyro. What? Who hired? What are you doing? Hurry up, you two. The prints we left earlier are starting to fade. The ground is moving.
Hey, get back here, you bastards! I'll fucking kill you!
Gyro, there's no time. We'll be lost in here.
Daddy, Brother Andre!
Oh, my fingers. Oh, my fingers. I can smell the devil. Gyro, what did he mean that someone from your country is after your life? What was the LA Boom Boom talking about? Johnny, I said it's none of your business. Not this time. I need an answer. I have the right to ask, since I lost my life back there. My life of being a lame ass. You know what I mean? Now I've got superpowers. Fuck you, Gyro.
We just steel balls? What are you gonna do when you don't have no steel balls? I've got 10 pretty little fingernails. Pew pew!
Come to think of it, that Miss Robinson, he must have been after you because of that bounty too. What's your reason for entering this race, Officer Zeppeli? It must be related to that newspaper article. I will have you tell me. Every man needs a map in his heart to ride across the wilderness.
And the wildness. This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's what his father always said. Gyro's father was summoned by the king's servant once or twice a month. On those mornings, his mother would silently prepare a small meal. The meal consisted of fish, a loaf of bread, and wine his father would eat before heading to the king's court. At that time, the king's servant would ask Gyro, "Gyro, how old are you now?"
9 years old, sir.
But that was all he would ask.
Sir, are you waiting for me to be a certain age? Sir, are you grooming me?
Gyro's father was a doctor. He examined both the rich and the poor at his home clinic. "Gyro, come here. Come closer. Look at my huge hands. They are huge compared to yours. I've even placed a small steel ball to show you how large my hands are. One day you'll touch these steel balls like they were your own balls. But they are my balls. You will be touching my balls every day, and you will love to touch my balls because I am your father."
Dad, what the fuck? Dad, I don't want your ball.
Gyro, how will you take the steel ball in my hand?
Dad, I don't want your ball. I said that before. I don't want it.
No! That's not right, Gyro. You can't cheat and you can't say you don't want my balls. I'm talking about rotation. How will you take it from me using your rotation?
Dad, that's impossible.
Listen, Gyro, it's fine that you like to ride horses and all that. I think it's a bit, but you are going to have to learn about the spin of the steel ball soon enough. You need to do everything by the time you are 13. Otherwise, that old man is going to molest you. That's what's going to happen, just as his father did to me.
Why, father? Why? What does the steel ball have to do with my grandfather and my great-grandfather?
Because the men of the Zeppeli family always get
Touched by the king's servants.
You have to do this, and you can surely do it. You may leave now. Learn ball spins. Learn to spin your balls in your room. I don't want to hear it in public spaces. Don't talk about your balls. Talk to your mother about it.
My balls.
It's easier to place it in the hand than take it away.
Whoa, no way. When did he...
Gyro, have you seen my hair? I am incredibly old, but my hair is still black. Do you see that? Isn't that lovely? Yes, stroke, yes, very good. Gyro, how old are you now?
13, sir.
When Gyro Zeppeli turned 13, his father said, "Today you will come with me." For some reason, his mother kissed him in silence. He ate the meal she had prepared, a small serving of fish, a loaf of bread, and a glass of wine. The carriage that Gyro and his father rode entered a building with very tall walls on the northern west side of the castle. When they entered, Gyro's father spoke softly to him. Every man needs a map in his heart to ride across the wildness and the wilderness. Listen carefully, Gyro. You're the eldest son of the Zeppeli household. You need to protect your family. True happiness is found within the family. Protecting your family relates to protecting your country. For your family to fall apart is to scorn your ancestors and future descendants. Never forget that.
What the hell? That's a lot to remember. What the hell? I'm only 13. Please don't lay this on me like you did when I was 7 with your balls. You laid your balls in my hand. It was very uncomfortable, Dad. Please stop trying to get me to touch your balls. Alright, I'm Gyro, and I will one day learn to spin my own balls. But Dad, I don't want your balls. Okay.
From this day forward, you will be my assistant. This is the job placed upon us by the former king 380 years ago. It has been the Zeppeli family's duty throughout the years, continuing on through entire generations of kings. You must approach this duty with honor.
Job? Assistant? What are these buildings, Father?
Officer, please come into the courtyard. He won't stop kicking and screaming. No, curse you!
Father?
What about the priest? Was he not able to calm his heart? He's uncontrollable. There is no peace of heart for him. Gyro, you wait here for my orders.
Oh my god, she'll use his balls.
Stop! No! I'll curse you! I don't want to die! Be still. Silence your heart. Here is my balls.
Ah!
You will sanitize the swords. Your job begins here. This has been the duty of the Zeppeli family for 380 years. As long as a system of execution exists in the Constitution, there is need for someone to carry them out. In pre-20th century Europe, the position of executioner was a strict occupation controlled by the government. It was passed down by heredity. Therefore, the ones ordered to carry out executions received a high position and a high wage, but from father to son, and son to grandson, the responsibilities and technique of executioner was passed solely down the family line. Humans can die through only one wound, but the will of life can be surprisingly powerful. It requires a good amount of technique to bring about a certain death. Even criminals deserve an honorable death without suffering. An expert is required to execute as swiftly as the blink of an eye. Where are vital spots of the body? What areas can easily cut without the bone interfering? The executioner must know everything about the human body,
Especially the balls.
for the sake of a smooth execution. A second blow is never acceptable. They study medical science and learned martial arts. To bring bodies to a state of peace and silence, the Zeppeli family developed the rotation of the steel ball. The steel ball exists for peace, not pain. The technique gradually developed over the courses of generations. To carry out executions, this was the duty and destiny of the Zeppeli line. Gyro Zeppeli was to receive his father's position when he turned 25 as the successor. Yes, and everything was going smoothly until the execution of Marco, the boy who scrubbed shoes at the aristocrat's mansion, was officially decided. There once was a criminal who was missing a bone in his neck. Normally a person has 7 bones in his neck, so this criminal's vital area was different due to the missing bone. Luckily, Gyro's father was skilled enough to notice the difference and deliver a normal, swift execution. But this time, nobody noticed. This prisoner had joints that bent in opposite directions. He slipped out of his handcuffs and took one of the prison guards as a hostage. Ah! Ha! Fools! Don't come near. If I'm going to be executed anyways, I'll take as many as I can with me. Bring your keys. The keys for this prison. Don't step out of the drain line. I'll kill him without hesitation. Ha! What are you doing? Balls. 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 Gah! Get my shirt. Wah, wah. Gooey, it's twisting me tight. Now that's the son of Zeppeli. Great work, Gyro. When Gyro Zeppeli came to the age as the eldest son of the Zeppeli family, he brought up a complaint against the court's decision of Marco's execution. His father was deeply disappointed and angered. He was approaching old age and had already made up his mind to retire from the burdensome duty. He had never raised his voice to scold his son before. He had only placed balls in his son's hands. But in his silent anger, his first words were enough to make Gyro shiver. What you did is useless, Gyro. It will only cause trouble for our country. Our family's duty is not to decide whether someone is innocent or guilty.
Father, I only wanted to complete my duty with consent.
There is no consent, Gyro. Remember when I placed my steel ball in your hand? Even towards the worst of criminals, I will place my ball wherever I want. My balls are my destiny. The duty of our family is to carry out the orders of the king. That is all. The law is the law. Don't get involved with the details. This is beyond consent. It is all God's will.
The boy will be executed. I will be turning 25 this year, which means I will be taking your place. Am I to carry out the execution?
This discussion is over, Gyro. Never speak of it again. Treason against the government was the worst of all crimes. An assassination plot discovered just in time. It mattered not if someone had only heard of it while shining shoes. If they kept silent about the plot, they would be guilty, even women and children. It was this era. It was the law of the state.
So Gyro, how old are you now?
Hey, you always know this answer. You always know the answer to the question, you know. Do you have anything else to say?
Aren't you the one concerned with that boy, Gyro?
That boy? Oh, I will take the place of my father, who has put his pride in the family line. This job is my duty, and that will never change. It hasn't in the past, and it won't change from here on. But I just won't consent. Oh, he put his balls in my hand. And my father said not to mention it, okay? I want to make this duty the pride of my heart. Guilty or innocent, there needs to be consent. Pride and honour cannot exist without consent. I will put my life on the line for pride and honour. Isn't there a way? Not all laws are justice. I cannot agree with putting this boy to death. Oh my God. He had nothing to do with the assassination plot. I need consent, no matter what.
You would put your life on the line for the boy? Is that what you said?
I'm just checking. Yes.
What?
I'm making sure you would be willing to risk your life if the boy could be innocent.
What the hell are you saying?
Can you do it?
Yes. I want to save him. He was only scrubbing shoes. Is it wrong for a person from my family to object?
There is one way to reverse the decision. Say a war breaks out and this country is victorious. The king must release an amnesty that everyone will agree with. An amnesty is an exception where a criminal's penalty is lightened.
The king's amnesty!
Yes, the king will release one without a doubt.
No, what are you saying? There's no war. Where is it?
The Steel Ball War. You have the skill of the steel ball, Gyro Zeppeli. For you, it's possible. That's why I'm suggesting this. Victory in this race will bring great dignity to a nation. The entire world is watching, and if a winner arises from this nation, people will unite their hearts as one for the king. At this point in the second stage, nobody had come to realize it, but the further Gyro Zeppeli advanced into the race, and if the race is equivalent to a war of the state, the more relentless and aggressive those opposing the king would become. Congratulations on your very early arrival, sir. This is a town specifically built as a checkpoint in the Steel Ball Run race. We were expecting to hear of the second stage riders arriving tomorrow, but according to our information, you have distanced yourself a day's worth from the group. The Sandman Diego Brando, aka Dio, who took a separate route. We need to check your race number and your horse's nose print.
I'm not first place?
You are currently 4th place, Mr. Oyokomava. Mr. Mountain Tim arrived first, but Mr. Gyro Zeppeli was arguing that he was a neck's length ahead, and Mr. Johnny Joestar started protesting that he was the one that arrived first. But since this is just a checkpoint and it doesn't affect their racing points, they eventually settled down. Yes, Does a phone line or something come through here? There's only the telegram and the postal service. Also, we have tents and hotels and showering for lodgers, restaurants and bars, a barber and a blacksmith. Somebody I know. Oh, whoops, I guess not. But why would you come into a stranger's room and go through his stuff? I'm looking for Gyro Zeppeli. Where is he? Looks like we have an idiot who doesn't know how to converse. Don't you know you'll fail the test if you answer a question with a question, loser? He received a letter at this checkpoint. There was wax for sealing down at the office. Ah, there it is. This must be it. Hey, don't you mess with me. Just like I thought. He had received a letter from the king's servants. I've repaired a zombie horse 50 kilometers north of here in the Red Canyon. The zombie horse has the power to heal fatigue and wounds from the race. It will be a great help to you. Zombie horse? What is that? Oh yes, just a warning. Don't let go of my skin, baby. I'm just going to distance myself a little bit. It's dangerous if you spread your fingers like that. That's making me so happy. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh, now you've done it. I told you not to spread your fingers like that, sir. After touching my body. I won't allow anyone to race for the king. I will have you dead, Officer Gyro Zeppeli. Now, cut to Gyro and Johnny kissing in a barn. Oh, Gyro, could you show me how to spin my balls? Oh, Johnny, your fingers are so lovely, especially when they— What the fuck? What the fuck? What happened? Don't get close. Stay away. Why would the hotel explode? Hey, what's that? Hey, that's Mountain Tim. Mountain Tim. He's alive. He was able to scatter his body parts with his rope. Stop. Gyro, don't come. This explosion. Don't come closer. Get away from me. He's hiding somewhere close by. He has a stand ability. You spoil me, sir. There. Don't let him touch you. Run away. Man, that cowboy. What the hell is up with his body? You. Long time no see, Gyro Zeppeli. Damn it, Gyro, he touched you! He brushed you with his fingers! What are these things? Gyro, he placed one of those pins on you. That's his ability. You'll explode. Hold them down so they don't fly off. Huh? What? Just hurry and hold the pins down. It was the same with me. When the pins flew off, I exploded. Dude, so not cool. You're telling him everything. Man, so close. Don't let go of your fingers, no matter what. That's the rule. It's like a landmine. If you let the pins fly off, your hand will definitely explode. What's going on? They look like real gadgets. I see about 4 of them. These clock-like rings, they're embedded in my fingers. Those are stands. Stands are energy brought forth from our spirit. They appear in our hearts as if they exist. Once the pins fly off, they set off a switch. That's what landmines are like. Long time no see. Do you know him? Shush, don't tell them. Yeah, his name is Oyokomava. He's a terrorist who blew up the king's carriage with a bomb 2 years ago. The king wasn't in it, but 5 people, including 2 children, were killed. He was arrested and was waiting for his execution, but he managed to escape. Oddly enough, he had explosive powder with him in prison. He put it in the jail guard's ear and murdered him. He broke out. How's your old man doing? I heard he retired, taking responsibility for my jailbreak. It's understandable. He ought to feel responsible for his subordinate's death. But hot damn! It was God's work that I happened to pass through this Arizona desert. My skill with explosions became a special ability. I take this as a mission from God. One more thing, Gyro. The quickest way to protect yourself from a stand's ability is to kill the stand user. Then their ability will be destroyed along with them. It's nice to politely explain all this, but I've already disabled Gyro's right hand. It's like a man in deep debt due to borrowing money from an underground loaner. Totally helpless. Gyro, the ground! He kicked something this way! A mouse. Why is a mouse running towards me? Something just flew off the mouse. No, Gyro, get away from the mouse! It's become a bomb! Gyro, don't let go of your hand! Hold down your fingers no matter what! A pen came off, Gyro! It came off your hand! Pick it up, Gyro! Pick it up and put the pin back! Hurry, put it back in! But wasn't that pin in the palm of his hand? Didn't it come from the inside of his hand, gripping the steel ball? You have to put it back now! It'll explode! It's impossible, it's from his palm. If you tried to put it back where it was and open your hand, the rest of the pins will fly off. You jab the pin in from the back of your hand to your palm? Good, it's back where it was. It won't explode. So... well, you must have built up a lot of sweat in your hand from all that. It's only been 4 days since I received this ability, but now I completely understand. There is no weakness to God's will. Good luck trying to hold those pins down, Mr. Gyro. Gyro, Johnny! Don't let him get away! Whether I get away or not, it's all over. Gyro can't walk 3 more steps. He'll only sweat more. Get back, Johnny! Get away from here! What? So you've realized it doesn't matter if it's sweating or anything else. Whatever separates from your hand, it will be the same as the pins coming off. Your sweat! Gyro! Your hand is sweating! You mean the pins are draining out with the sweat? Shit! This is useless! The harder I press down, the more I sweat. 5 or 6 pins are coming out with the sweat. Wipe them off, Gyro! Wipe off the sweat! No, the pins have melted into the sweat. They're dripping out. Fuck. I'll have to get him. I'll throw the steel ball and crush him. I see. Not a bad idea if your right hand is going to be blown off anyways. Might as well take your chances and throw it. But as soon as it leaves your hand, you are screwed. The pins came out, Johnny. Back up. Get further away. Gyro! I moved the damage waves throughout my body towards my legs. The destruction has shifted. It's better than losing this hand. I'll get that creep. Gyro! You won't get away or you'll come of art. The letter from the king's servant mentioned it. He'll try to get it before us. The present from the king, the zombie horse. The zombie horse that can heal fatigue and wounds. Zombie horse intermission. Johnny, I bet you don't know much about the zombie horse. Oh yeah, zombie horse. Wait, are you serious? Can it heal anything? Oh yes, this horse can really heal anything. Broken bones, bullet wounds, missing teeth. It's like the ultimate band-aid, but for your whole body. Anything? So you're saying it could heal my legs? I could stand again, walk again, and run? Yup, that's what it does. It was given straight from the king, so it has mystical powers that defy logic and reason. Gyro, I don't know what to say. I've been waiting for something like that for so long. There is just one little thing you should know about the zombie horse. What is it? Does it need some kind of special ritual or something? It only works on horses. Are you kidding me? I'm just messing with you, Johnny. But seriously, it's not gonna fix your broken legs. So we're chasing him. Johnny, he's my enemy. I'll finish him off before he gets over the mountain. It's my country's problem, not yours. Gyro, of course I'm coming with you. That terrorist is running from us now, but I'm telling you, he's just as dangerous. Listen, I'm sure Oyukomava is thinking of a way to kill me right now. Aren't you going to the Red Canyon to get the zombie horse? I want to see what it is. That horse that's supposed to heal fatigue and wounds? Could it fix that right leg of yours? How about my legs? Look, don't expect anything weird, and I'm saying that you're in the way. I don't listen to people's orders, and I don't receive anybody's help. But since the beginning of the race, I've been involved with you. It's too late to go our separate ways. I've let them understand my ability, that if they touch me and the pins fly off, they'll explode. I need to understand Gyro Zeppeli's ability also. How far can Gyro throw those steel balls? So at the distance he threw it from in the town, I spit upon some blood. It surely wasn't a fatal blow. The range must be close to 20 meters. If I get any closer, I'm done for. He will hit me with his balls repeatedly. If I move farther away, it will be harder to kill them with my ability. I need to attack him from outside that range. Yes. Will this landscape be an advantage or a disadvantage? Let me see. Gyro, he's riding while spilling water from his canteen. Gyro, get out of the water, he's turned the water into bombs. He's put pins on the water. Get out of the river, climb onto the rocks. No, climb up on the rocks by your own. I'll do the opposite and catch up to it. What? We touched pins, but it's the next moment they explode. We can accelerate and have them explode behind us. We'll run right through. The horses move forward about 4 meters in one stride. We would have been worse off trying to get our horses through the rocks. Don't let your horse hesitate. I'll move within 20 meters of him and slam in my steel ball. Gyro Zeppeli. He got cocky and accelerated just as I expected. But I'm not running from you and forcing you into this river. Waterfall, Gyro! The river climbs up the slope. We have to charge it right up it. Don't slow down. We have to climb with the same speed. The explosions are getting closer. He hit something. He hit something down while running. It's a wasp nest! It's a wasp nest! They're going to attack us. The wasps have pins on them. I'll have to slash them down one by one with my nail cutters. The explosions are even closer. Don't slow down, Johnny. I'll have to do it. I'll throw my steel ball from here.
Nice throw!
He's still absolutely 30 to 40 meters away. Even if it reaches me, it'll be the same as the last. It won't be fatal. My ability is stronger than yours. You two will be the ones who explode from those wasps. What? I caught the wasps with the spiderweb. Duck, Johnny. Alright, we've climbed the waterfall. Gyro, what happened? Inside my mouth. Gyro, Johnny, don't open your mouth. Stop breathing. Stop, your horse is breathing. That's weird smell. Stop breathing? Impossible. As long as you're still living, at least. You thought I would only send you water and wasps in this mountain land? Even the air I breathe, everything I touch, I can turn into mines. You two are the same as mice, trapped in a cage, being burned on fire and thrown down a cliff and exploded. You're out of options. There's nothing else you can do. You can't even breathe. I've received a wonderful gift from God. After I get out of this mountain land, I'll go back and kill the king with this power. These things, they're connected to the spider's web from just before. Were they doing this just then? The wasps, they caught in the web, sending them back to me? This is lame. You thought you could blow me up with the same wasps I turned into mines? I'll cut this thing. What are these things? They aren't wasps, they're spinning. All the wasps either exploded or flew away. The source of the buzzing sound is the spin of Johnny's nails. Seems like you thought it was the sound of the wasps. You turned into bombs and you pulled them closer trying to cut the webs. Consequently, pulling yourself towards my range. The power and range of the steel balls increase with the spin of the nail.
Spit on your hand and stroke my cock.
One more shot. Keep on running, Johnny. First and second place in this race are still ours for the taking. To begin, the history of the homeland of our main character, Gyro Zeppeli. There he is! He is the main character. Boom! Gyro is shaking his fist, he's so happy. The Kingdom of Napolis. There it is on the map. Gregorio Zeppeli, the father of Gyro Zeppeli, is a man who has lived his life apart from sentiment. He never makes personal friends, never owns pets. He even avoids visiting people and going to weddings. He spends dinner with only his family. He also does not allow any pictures to be taken. He never writes letters or keeps a journal, never gives or receives presents. It is because he believes that memories of human relationships lead to sentimentality. It was all part of his strict regulation in order to stay clear and sharp. Sentimentality led to cracks in the heart and weakness. Even when Gyro graduated from school, his father did not even attend his own son's graduation. Not only would the duty of execution fail if the spot that the sword was swung was even 0.1 millimeters off target, but that execution would bring the utmost pain and cruelty into the world. The root cause in this slight concern caused by sentimentality in the cracks in the heart. Gregorio had learned that from his teachings and through his own experience. Even when dealing with heartless criminals, failure in the execution will destroy the dignity of death and will toss the honor of life to the ground. The punishment will become mere violence, and the dignity of the nation and the law will be hurt. Needless to say, all of this had to be passed on to Gyro, who would succeed his father in the duty of the Zeppeli family. Gyro sees an old dude, then a woman bites people's fingers off, and Gyro has to stop her. Oh my gosh. This case did not become too much of a disaster, but when Gyro's father heard of the incident, he displayed strict anger against his son, and yet it was done in a calm manner and with polite wording. This incident, my son, is an accident caused entirely by you. You are the one responsible. Gyro paused for a moment and then quietly defended himself. Only me? I was the one who calmed the woman. I think I was of some help. Is that so? Did you not think of her this way? The woman is beautiful and she is quite small. Or did you not think to yourself when you looked at the cell at the end of the hall, that prisoner is old and sick? This is not about failure or carelessness. I'm talking about sentimentality of the heart. You must not bring that into your duty, no matter if it is a small woman or a man 2 meters tall. A condemned criminal or a pickpocket is all the same. Without that, you could have stopped the woman before she bit off your fellow prison guard's fingers. Shame on you! You could have avoided losing your collar with the honorable crest. A heart full of sentimentality is dangerous. It can set your future to eternal misery. Do not forget, my son. This is the road that the Zeppeli kinsmen had followed through the ages. A few days passed. Morning came and Gyro was called to duty. When he arrived at the cells, another goddamn disturbance was happening.
Wah, wah. We'll make you speak. This is a needle, isn't it? Since when did you have it? Where did you get this needle? We don't know why a kid like you was put in here, and we haven't asked. But if you don't speak, we'll show no mercy. Wah. What were you trying to do with this needle? You must have been planning to use it as a weapon. What were you planning on doing with this?
Look, he was hiding this under his bed.
This crest. It's our collar hanger. Where did you find this? Now you've done it. This is an insult to our country.
I made the needle out of a fish's bone, and that was ripped off 2 days ago by a woman. It had fallen into the drainage. I was able to pick it up through the narrow drain with my hands. My hands are very narrow. So I fixed it. I'm sure I fixed it good. I'm sure it's something important. Please return it to its owner. I hope that he will like it. My father taught me that if I do my best, I'll be accepted someday. It's the job that my grandfather and even his grandfather have done. I can sew anything. I'll beat anyone at shining shoes, and I can make silverware bright and shiny. I can memorize all the names of meals and wine. Enough, stop. It's only a fish bone. Nothing else. Back to your posts. There's no problem here. Put the boy back in his cell. Is it your collar, sir? If you don't like it, I can fix it again. I could do an even better job. Stop. Don't speak to me ever again. Got it? Ever again. It was the morning of that day that Gyro Zeppeli heard the sentence for the boy. The decision was the crime of treason, a penalty that nobody could change. And the one responsible for the execution was to be Gyro Zeppeli, his first official duty. Zombie horse. If we miss one step, we'll fall straight down the valley. Gyro, is this thing really here in the Red Canyon? There it is. The zombie horse. A crappy mural of a wild horse with a wild face. Or maybe you could say a bizarre horse with a bizarre face. Mwahaha, this is JJBA's Adventure. A mural? Johnny, do you have any wire? A pin would work too. I'll connect it to this string. Hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Johnny, the zombie horse can heal wounds. They left the string here so I can sew with it. The string can heal up to a certain degree, at least to the point of fixing flesh that was being blown off. What kind of logic is that? You only sewed yourself up with that dirty string. That's not gonna fix you. But if it does work, he said that your father usually works in the field of medicine. Is it his technique? No, it doesn't seem like a technique. Neither does your steel ball. It seems something bigger. Something like a stand ability. No. This is a gift from the king, just as the letter said. Besides, my old man, he never writes letters.
In 1191 AD, 5 meters under the yard of Glastonbury Monastery in southwest England, an old map was discovered. It was a relic of Joseph of Arimathea.
Joseph of Arimathea was the saint who, during the era of the Roman Empire, brought the dead body of Jesus Christ down from the cross after he was crucified on the hill of Golgotha. Nice. And who cleaned the body before its burial. Joseph became a missionary and went on many journeys. He founded the oldest Christian monastery, the map of Joseph of Arimathea. But nobody could understand that map. Nobody had ever seen shores with the shape of those drawn on it. A place that nobody had ever seen, a land that nobody knew. What was the purpose of St. Joseph drawing this map in the time of Jesus? Eventually, the map began to fade from people's minds. But suddenly, 1,500 years later, in the 16th century, the map was stolen and fell into unknown hands. It disappeared from the land of Glastonbury. It was a few years later, the New World, America, had been discovered. And now, 1890, 25 kilometers to Monument Valley. Who the hell is this guy? What the hell is that? What happened to the horse? Is that Diego Brando? Who the hell are these guys? What are they doing with the map? Learn this and more in the next episode of Script Little Boy's Steel Ball Run read-through. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching.